What is a beach? I'm the professional beach bum. I've given myself that title. So I need to illustrate my rubric, my kind of game plan for reviewing beaches and what makes a good beach, what makes a bad beach, and how I'm going to score them. I've had a couple comments saying I'm too generous or that they're just confused. So this is the official No Shoes Reviews scoring guide. First and foremost, I get a lot of inspiration from Dave Portnoy, his pizza reviews. He has the philosophy of all pizzas start at a 7 because pizza's good. You like eating pizza. Everybody likes eating pizza. It starts at a 7. Something has to go wrong for it to get lower than that, and things have to go really well for it to get higher. Same thing with beaches. Beaches are great. I love going to the beach. Most people do. And for it to break out of the 7s or get below a 7 of an experience, something has to either go wrong and it be lower, or things have to be kind of special and it get higher. So I'll break down, obviously 7s, 7.1 through 7.9 is almost its own kind of 1 through 10 scale, but that means it's just a normal beach. You can go have a beach day. It'll be a fun time. You'll enjoy it, and I recommend it. First and foremost, I recommend 7s. 8s, on the other hand, that basically means, let's say you've booked your hotel on a beach somewhere, and I've given something an 8 that's an hour away. It's going to be a whole kind of task to get there. It's a day trip, if you will. 8 means that it's worth it to get over to that beach rather than the beach that you're at. A 9, this is basically paradise on earth. You build your whole vacation, your whole trip around going to this beach. You can spend an entire month at this beach and want for naught. It's the closest thing you'll get to paradise on earth is these kind of 9 beaches. Now, anything lower than a 7, like I gave my first review in Old Orchard Beach, I gave it a 6.5. I wouldn't recommend that beach. I said, there was, certain instances where certain people would enjoy it, but overall, I don't recommend it because it's lower than a 7. If it's lower than a 6, like it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, anything like that, I mean, it's like if it was a report card, you've failed. You get an F. I don't foresee a lot of beaches getting an F. Well, spoiler alert, I'm in Rhode Island and one might have gotten an F. But anyhow, not a lot of beaches are going to get 6s and lower. A lot of beaches are going to get 7s. Not a lot of beaches are going to get 8s or 9s. That's the basic way I'm reviewing these beaches. And that's going forward, that's kind of, it's ever changing, but that is the current formula, the version 1 rubric of No Shoes Reviews and the ranking system. If y'all have any questions, or if y'all have any kind of thoughts on how I should critique the format, let me know. That's the thought process I've used for every beach I've reviewed previously to this coming out, and will for the, next couple beaches that I review in the future. If anything changes, I will make a, rubric version 2 and kind of explain that. But for now, expect a lot of 7s. Hopefully we don't get anything lower, and hopefully we find some 8s and 9s. There are all different types of beaches, right? So this is part 2 of the No Shoes Reviews official kind of scoring rubric. I've already explained the number line, right, of what score I'm looking for. 7s are most beaches, 8s, 9s are great, blah, blah, blah. But what makes me place a beach I've reviewed somewhere along that number line? What am I looking for? There's really 2 main factors, right? There's the beachfront side, and then there's what else complements that beach, what's nearby. So first and foremost, I want the beach to be beautiful. I want it to be pretty. I want it to be just a gorgeous piece of nature. I want the sand to be soft. I want there to be no trash. I want crystal blue water. I would like for there to be fishing possible. I would like for there to be surfing possible. I would like for there to be all that kind of recreation to be possible. If there's a coral reef, hell yeah. So that's what I'm looking for on the beach side of things. On top of that, there's everything near it, right? What's in walking distance from the beach? Is there bars on the beach? Is there restaurants on the beach? Is there an amphitheater nearby? Is there live music being played? What is going on in this little beach town? What's the culture like? Why should I come besides the beach? Because realistically, you're eventually going to want to wander off and go see other stuff, right? So this is where I say there's multiple kinds of beaches, right? Because you have your party beaches where there's just a bunch of different bars all along the beach, bunch of young kids, and it's a hectic kind of beach. Then there's the family beaches, right? Probably big crowds. Everybody's bringing their, their wagons of all their stuff. Kind of tourist trappy restaurants on the beach, selling shrimp, selling fish, whatever. You're expecting some Alvin's Islands and some surf shops nearby, that whole kind of vibe. And then there's the scenic beaches, grandma and grandpa are going here. There's not a lot of people. There's no restaurants nearby, but by golly, it better be the most gorgeous piece of nature possible, because you can't have nothing nearby and it be a gross kind of looking beach. So I'm sure there's more types of beaches. Those are my kind of big three. If you can think of any others, please leave them in the comments. But those are my big three, and I'm really looking for a balance of all of them. That's kind of ideal, is you can have, the young people can have fun, the families can have fun, and, you can maybe go a little ways down and it be peace and quiet. That's what I'm looking for in a 9 and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I try to, figure out the culture and the vibe of the beach by, staying there 2-3 days and getting a feel for it. So that's the official rubric. If y'all have any ideas or questions, please comment. And, it's an ever-changing thing. My thoughts will mature. And, there you have it. No Shoes Reviews rubric in the books.